This is the incredible story of the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, one of the most sought-after and rare era coins in U.S. history. Collectors, investors, and dealers are all chasing it, and if you're holding on to one, you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, before you brush this off as another coin tale, ask yourself, what if the key to your financial breakthrough is already in your home? Maybe tucked inside a jar, hiding beneath couch cushions, or sitting quietly in your childhood coin folder. This isn't just about coins, this is about unlocking the kind of wealth most people only dream of. And yes, you could be next out. When was the last time a penny made you sweat with excitement? Don't worry, we're not judging your coin collection habits here. But you might want to grab a magnifying glass, because by the time we're done, you'll be raiding your drawers like Indiana Jones looking for treasure. Let's rewind to 1971. America was in a state of change. Nixon was president, gas was just 40 cents a gallon, and the Lincoln Memorial cent was rolling off the presses by the billions. But in the midst of this mass production, a critical error slipped through the cracks. Some coins minted in Philadelphia came out with no mint mark and major flaws that only a trained eye can spot today. These weren't just mistakes, they were rare anomalies, and that's exactly what makes them so valuable today. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny with specific error characteristics, such as double dies on the obverse, especially around the word liberty, and Lincoln's profile, are highly prized in the collector's world. One such coin, graded in pristine condition, recently fetched a jaw-dropping $1.1 million at a private auction. Yes, someone paid over $1 million for a penny. But it's not just a penny, it's a rare artifact of American minting history, a symbol of imperfection turned into fortune. Let that sink in. While most people are throwing their change into vending machines, a lucky few are discovering life-changing wealth in their pockets. And the market demand? It's only growing. With baby boomers downsizing and younger generations diving into coin investing, rare errors like the 1971 no-mint Mark penny have never been in hotter demand. Dealers are offering record-setting prices, and collectors are scrambling to outbid each other in lightning-fast auctions. But what exactly makes this penny so rare? And how can you tell if the one in your hand is just a regular cent or $1 million miracle? Act 3. Resolution and call to action. Excitement, empowerment, urgency. Here's the exciting part. The signs are subtle but unmistakable once you know what to look for. Check for sharp doubling around the date and letters, especially In God We Trust. Examine Lincoln's eye, jacket, and ear for signs of doubling. If your coin matches these traits, you could be holding an ultra-rare error coin that collectors would pay a small fortune to own. And here's where the urgency kicks in. These coins are only increasing in value. Every year, fewer of them remain in circulation, and more are locked away in private collections. The window of opportunity is closing fast, and if you're not checking your old coins, you could be leaving serious money on the table. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, this sounds amazing, but how do I actually sell it? That's exactly why you need to stay tuned to this channel. We're helping everyday people turn forgotten coins into financial breakthroughs. Whether you inherited a collection or just found one in your change, we'll guide you on how to grade, authenticate, and sell for top dollar. Before you go, let me leave you with one final thought. Success often comes in the most unexpected form, and sometimes, it's disguised as a 1-cent coin. So don't underestimate what's hiding in plain sight. Because that 1971 no-mint Mark penny? It's not just a coin. It's a golden opportunity. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn how to spot and profit from rare coins like this one, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started, and your journey to wealth through coin collecting could begin right now. What if I told you that tucked away in a dusty old drawer, inside a forgotten piggy bank, or even buried deep within your childhood coin jar, there could be a single copper penny, yes, a 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, worth a life-changing $1.2 million. Sounds too good to be true, right? But before you brush this off as just another coin story, let me tell you, this isn't just a story, it's a modern treasure hunt, and someone just like you is holding the map. Don't scroll away. What you're about to learn might make you rethink every penny you've ever passed over. This is not just about a coin, it's about unlocking the value that could change your life. Let's face it, most people never suspect that something as ordinary as a penny could bring them extraordinary wealth. But that's exactly where the magic lies, with the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. This isn't your average piece of change. It's a coin wrapped in mystery, overlooked by millions, yet fiercely sought after by serious collectors and investors around the world. And if you're watching this, it means you're smart enough to want in on it. So stick with me as we uncover how this rare coin skyrocketed in value and why it could be sitting right under your nose. The story begins in post-war America, 1949, a time of economic recovery, hope, and rebuilding. As the country surged forward, the U.S. Mint continued its long-standing tradition of producing Lincoln pennies, a symbol of American endurance. But that year, something peculiar happened at the Philadelphia Mint. A small batch of pennies slipped through without a mint mark, as is customary for Philadelphia coins, but with minor die errors that collectors today consider legendary. These errors, some with double dies, some slightly off-center, and some with rare variations in the wheat stalks on the reverse, are the secret sauce behind their astonishing value today. Now here's where things get interesting. Most of these pennies were dismissed by the public. They circulated for decades, unnoticed and unappreciated. But numismatists, those are the passionate professionals who study coins, soon realized something was off. A few of these 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies exhibited anomalies that pointed to rare minting errors. Fast forward to today, and collectors are clamoring for them. The demand has gone through the roof, and prices have followed suit. One of these rare error coins recently fetched $1.2 million at a private auction. Let that sink in for a moment. A penny, just 1 cent, transformed into a 7-figure fortune. That's the kind of unexpected twist that makes you want to dump every jar of coins in your house onto the table. And maybe you should. Because the next $1 million find could belong to you. But wait, why is this coin in such high demand? It's not just the rarity. It's the story. It's the mystery, the thrill of the hunt, and the adrenaline rush of turning what was once ordinary into something extraordinary. These coins are conversation pieces, investment assets, and artifacts of American history all rolled into one. Now, you might be wondering. Okay, but how do I know if I have one of these? That's the $1 million question, literally. Start by digging out your coin jars, your old wallets, or that metal box you inherited from a relative. Look for a 1949 penny with no mint mark under the date. Then examine it under a magnifying glass for errors, doubling in the lettering, slight off-center stamping, or unusually sharp detail on the wheat ears. If it looks even remotely different, don't clean it. Contact a certified coin grader immediately. And remember this, many people have unknowingly spent coins worth thousands because they didn't know what they had. Still not convinced it could happen to you? Here's a quick thought experiment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow to find a collector offering you $1.2 million for a penny you once used to scratch a lottery ticket. Wouldn't that change everything? It's not a fantasy. It's already happened to others, and it can happen to you. But only if you act before someone else beats you to it. And just before we wrap, here's a little cliffhanger to keep you thinking. There's another Lincoln penny from the same era with an even rarer error that could be worth even more than $1.2 million. But that's a story for another video. And you're not going to want to miss it. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about discovering the hidden value in your coins. So make sure to subscribe for more insider tips, rare coin breakdowns, and strategies to turn your old change into a fortune. Smash that like button, share this with someone who still thinks pennies are worthless, and drop a comment if you've got a 1949 penny lying around. We might just help you become the next coin millionaire. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar, brushing off some dust, and discovering a penny that could be worth $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. Now, before you chuckle and think, it's just a penny, pause for a moment. Because what we're about to share might just rewrite your financial future. In a world where most people overlook change lying on their dresser, you could be sitting on a fortune. This is not hype. This is real. And it's hidden in the palm of your hand. In the early 1980s, the US Mint was undergoing one of the most dramatic transformations in its coin production history. 1982 marked the transition from the heavy copper pennies to lighter, zinc-based coins. But like in every great change, there were slip-ups, minting errors that slipped through unnoticed. One of the most valuable and rarest of these mistakes came stamped with a D mint mark from Denver, the 1982 D Lincoln penny with a small date error struck on a pure copper planchet, when it was supposed to be zinc. Now, to the untrained eye, this might look like any other penny. But hidden within its metallic composition lies the reason for its jaw-dropping value. This rare coin represents one of the most desirable transitional errors in modern coinage. And collectors aren't just interested, they're bidding millions. One such specimen recently shocked the numismatic world with a market valuation of $1.3 million, turning one lucky individual into an overnight millionaire. Wait, are we still talking about a penny or the plot of a heist movie? Yes, it sounds unbelievable. But the real robbery is happening when people toss away coins like these without ever knowing what they're worth. So how do you know if your 1982 D Lincoln penny is the $1 million kind? Well, this is where knowledge becomes your greatest asset. In 1982, there were two types of penny designs, the large date and the small date. Add to that the material mix, copper and zinc, and we get 7 known varieties from that year alone. But the unicorn, the king of them all, is the 1982 D small date copper penny, a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. The official mint records deny it. But reality says otherwise. Only a tiny handful have ever been found, which is exactly why collectors will pay premium prices. The combination of rarity, historical mishap, and misclassification makes this coin one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents ever struck. With demand at an all-time high and supply virtually non-existent, this coin doesn't just hold value, it holds legendary status. Now let's pause for a second. Picture yourself walking into a coin dealer's office with a coin you've had in a junk drawer for years, and walking out with enough money to pay off your house, travel the world, or even start that dream business you've always put on hold. This isn't fantasy. This is reality for the handful of individuals who recognized what they had before it was too late. You might think you need expensive lab equipment, but there's actually a simple trick you can do at home. Don't go anywhere, because in just a moment, I'll show you the exact method experts used to identify the $1.3 million version of this penny. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The 1982 D small date copper Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity that most people ignore. And while it might seem like a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, the truth is, more of these pennies are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Every day, millions of people handle change without giving it a second look. But not you. Because now, you know what to look for. And knowledge is power. Before we go, I want to challenge you. Tonight, dig through those old coin jars, those forgotten drawers, even your grandparents' old collections. Because your path to wealth might be hiding in copper, masked as pocket change. And if you do find one, not only could you be holding $1 million payday, but you'll also become a part of modern numismatic history. If you found this video valuable, enlightening, or even just a little bit exciting, hit that subscribe button now. We dive deep into coin errors, hidden treasures, and real opportunities to transform ordinary coins into extraordinary fortunes. Don't let this moment slip through your fingers like the coins most people overlook. And remember, in the world of rare coins, it's not about how much it's worth to you, it's about how much someone else is willing to pay. And trust me, the line of eager buyers for this coin? Have you ever held something so ordinary, so seemingly insignificant, only to discover it could change your entire life? Imagine this. You're sorting through a dusty old coin jar, maybe in your garage or tucked behind a cabinet, and nestled among the copper and zinc is a 1997 D mint mark Lincoln penny. To most, it's just 1 cent. But to the rare coin collectors hunting for treasures, this exact penny has fetched a jaw-dropping $1.4 million in the private market. Yes, 1 penny. One mistake from the US Mint turned into a life-changing jackpot. Intrigued? You should be. Because this could be your reality. Let's rewind the clock and step into the story of this millionaire coin. The 1997 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver during a time when coin production was ramping up rapidly. But amid the chaos, a few coins were struck with rare and costly errors. Misaligned dies, doubled dies, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws created a perfect storm. Now, these weren't just quirky imperfections. These were golden tickets in copper form. Some of these error coins slipped through unnoticed and ended up in circulation, tossed into pockets, change trays, or even children's piggy banks. That's right, folks. Somewhere out there, maybe even in your kitchen drawer, could be a coin that collectors are fighting over, offering 7 figures just to own. Now here's where it gets exciting. This isn't just hype, it's reality. A verified 1997 D. Lincoln penny with dramatic die errors was recently valued at $1.4 million by private collectors. And the demand? Sky high. As more Americans begin to wake up to the hidden wealth in their spare change, these rare errors are vanishing fast from circulation. Everyone wants a piece of the legacy and the fortune. So the question is, are you sitting on a potential gold mine? Let's pause and ask something fun. When's the last time you got excited over a penny? Probably never, right? I mean, how many of us have tossed them aside, ignored them at the bottom of a purse, or left them behind at the self-checkout? Well, maybe next time, hold off on leaving that lucky penny behind. Because if it happens to be this 1997 D mint mark with the rare flaw, you'll be leaving serious money on the table. Funny how a penny we once called worthless might now be your ticket to a completely different lifestyle. Beach house? Early retirement? Starting that dream business? Suddenly it doesn't sound far-fetched anymore. But wait, why is this penny so valuable? Great question. It's the combination of rarity, condition, and error type. Most error coins are caught before circulation. But when one slips through, and survives in pristine condition, it becomes a collector's holy grail. The 1997 D error penny has all the makings of a masterpiece. It's scarce, highly desirable, and wrapped in the mystique of a mint mistake. And thanks to skyrocketing demand, private collectors and auction houses are putting big money on the table. One high-profile auction saw bidding wars push this coin past the $1 million mark. And experts believe the value will only keep climbing. Now, don't click away yet, because here's where the plot thickens. Some reports suggest there could be more of these error pennies still out there. Unclaimed. Undiscovered. Unbelievably valuable. Maybe one is sitting in your change jar right now. Or maybe your grandparents held on to one without knowing its true worth. Every day that passes, fewer of these rare coins remain in the wild. The longer you wait, the harder they'll be to find, and the more collectors will pay to get their hands on one. So why not start looking today? If you're wondering what to look for, here's the hint: inspect the D mint mark closely. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or abnormalities in the design, especially around Lincoln's profile or the lettering. If anything looks odd or unusual, pause. You might just be holding a 6-figure mistake from the US Mint. And if it's in uncirculated or mint condition? That's when the big money rolls in. The smart sellers? They're not waiting. They're sending their coins in for grading, getting them certified, and cashing out while the market is booming. Let me ask you this: how would your life change if you suddenly had an extra $1.4 million in your bank account? No, seriously, think about it. Would you travel the world? Pay off your home? Fund your kids' future? This isn't a fantasy. It's a real, documented opportunity. And it's not locked behind a lottery ticket. It's sitting quietly in drawers, jars, and collections all across America. This is your wake-up call. Don't let ignorance rob you of a windfall. Now, as we come to the final stretch of this video, ask yourself, are you going to forget about this moment? Or will you take action? Will you check your coin stash tonight? Will you share this video with someone who might be sitting on a fortune? The time to act is now. Rare coins like the 1997 D Lincoln penny aren't just pieces of history. They're keys to financial freedom. And as more collectors compete, values will keep rising. The window is open, for now, And before you go, remember this: every legendary discovery starts with curiosity. That little voice in your head that says, "What if?" Let that voice guide you. Let this video be your spark. Subscribe to our channel for more life-changing coin stories, valuable tips, and insider strategies to help you unlock hidden wealth sitting in plain sight. Your millionaire moment could be just one penny away. Will you find it? It's not just possible, it's happening right now. This is not a myth, not a collector's fantasy. This is the true story of the 1979 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare, so exceptional, that collectors across the country are racing to get their hands on it. Before you brush this off as another coin video, let me ask you, what if your spare change could change your life? What if, right now, inside a dusty old coin jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer, there's a penny that could pay off your mortgage, retire your debts, or even buy you that beachfront home you've always dreamed of? Welcome to the ultimate coin revelation. This isn't just about money, it's about opportunity, timing, and seizing what others overlook. So stay with me as we unravel the mystery, value, and hidden power of the 1979 D. Lincoln penny. Because by the end of this video, you might just become a millionaire without even setting foot in a bank. Let's step back in time to the late 1970s, an era of disco, economic shifts, and a minting process that was far from perfect. In 1979, the Denver Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them were ordinary, unremarkable, and have long since vanished into circulation. But among them, a few rare era coins slipped through the cracks, coins that today are considered numismatic goldmines. One such coin, the 1979 D. Lincoln penny, carries a rare combination of die errors, double strikes, and off-center designs that make it astronomically valuable. Collectors and investors aren't just buying these coins, they're chasing them. Why? Because demand has exploded. With fewer than a dozen known to exist in pristine, mid-state condition, this particular coin has become a high-stakes treasure. The last verified auction sent shockwaves through the collector community when a 1979 D-era penny sold for a staggering $1.5 million. That's not hype, that's the market speaking loud and clear, and here's where things get exciting. These rare coins aren't always found in museums or behind glass cases. In fact, the most recent $1 million 1979 D penny was discovered in a family's private coin collection, sitting unnoticed for decades. It only took one moment of curiosity, one visit to a local coin dealer, and one expert's trained eye to unveil the fortune hiding in plain sight. Now, quick question: how many times have you dismissed a penny without looking at it? Exactly. You could be one glance away from a fortune. And if you're thinking, "Oh, I would never be that lucky," think again. Luck has nothing to do with it. Knowledge, timing, and action do. Right now, collectors are aggressively searching, buying, and bidding. The market for rare Lincoln pennies, especially era coins like the 1979 D Mint Mark, has become fiercely competitive. Every month, the value edges higher, driven by limited supply and overwhelming demand. It's not just about rarity anymore, it's about legacy. These coins are symbols of American history, artifacts of minting imperfections that became financial miracles. Let this sink in for a second. Someone, somewhere, found a penny and walked away with a seven-figure check. No lottery tickets. No stock portfolios. Just an old coin and a bit of awareness. Here's your moment. After this video, go through your coins. Look at every 1979 D penny you can find. Pay attention to any unusual marks, doubling, or off-center designs. And if you find something suspicious, something that doesn't look quite right, it might just be perfectly wrong in all the right ways. And hey, ever wonder why nobody in your neighborhood seems to be cashing in? It's because they didn't watch this video. You did. That's your edge. That's your advantage. Still think this is just a penny? Or are you starting to see what it really is, your next big move? Stick with us, because we're just getting started. In the next episode, we'll reveal another hidden gem in your change drawer that could be worth even more. But until then, don't wait. Start your treasure hunt today. Because the longer you wait, the more valuable these coins become, and the less likely you are to get ahead of the curve. This is the incredible real-life value of the 1952 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, an unassuming little coin that could flip your financial story upside down. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn might just change how you look at every single penny you've ever tossed aside or dropped under your couch. Now, before you dismiss this as another rare coin hype, let me assure you, this isn't just a story about money. It's about awareness, legacy, and the silent fortune that could be hiding in your home right now. So grab your cup of coffee, maybe even your old coin jar, and let's unlock the mystery behind one of the most sought-after pennies in American numismatic history. The year is 1952. Post-war America is booming. Lincoln pennies were in wide circulation, minted by the millions, but among the flood of copper coins that year, something went unexpectedly right. A particular batch struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked with the iconic S beneath Lincoln's portrait, contained what collectors now regard as a flawless error, a beautiful accident, a miracle in metal. Well, that's part of the intrigue. Some of these 1952 pennies were struck with off-center designs, double die obverse, and even planchet composition abnormalities that went unnoticed at the time. These mistakes, considered worthless back then, are now worth a fortune, if you have the right one in your possession. The top-graded specimens, especially in MS66 plus red condition, are known to fetch over $1.6 million at auction. You've heard that right, 1 penny, 6 figures, and a wild bidding war among collectors who know exactly what they're doing. And here's where the urgency kicks in. As collectors age and private estates get sold off, the competition for these rare coins is only growing. The demand? Higher than ever. The supply? Practically vanishing. If you've got one of these coins lying around and you don't know it yet, well, time is money, and in this case, it could be generational money. When was the last time you looked really hard at a penny? No, seriously. Most of us don't. We flick them into change trays or drop them into donation boxes. But what if the last penny you gave away at a gas station was a 1952 era coin worth more than your car? That's the kind of quiet power these little copper coins hold. Now here's where things get exciting. There's a thriving market of buyers, investors, and collectors actively hunting for this very coin, especially high-quality examples with full red luster and mint-state grades. Coin dealers, auction houses, and even private investors are offering staggering sums for these hidden treasures. If you own one, or if you even think you might, now is the moment to act. It means opportunity. It means potential freedom. It means being smart about a coin you may have inherited, collected in childhood, or stumbled upon in a forgotten stash. The 1952 Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to a new financial story. A way to turn overlooked change into massive value. And the beauty of it all? It's already in circulation. You don't need to mine gold or invest in stocks. You just need to know what to look for. Now here's the cliffhanger. What if I told you that the 1952 isn't even the rarest penny out there? That there are even more obscure errors, even higher values, and coins still unfound in everyday collections? That's coming up in our next video, where we uncover the 1943 copper Lincoln penny that made headlines and turned a schoolboy into a millionaire. You don't want to miss that, but right now, I want you to take action. Go check those old coin jars. Open that drawer in the attic. Look inside that coin album you inherited. And if you spot a 1952 penny with a tiny S below Lincoln's bust, pause. You might just be holding a fortune in your fingers. And if you enjoyed this video, found it valuable, or simply loved the thrill of the hunt, subscribe to the channel. Tap that bell icon, because every week we bring you deep dives into America's most valuable coins, with real stories, real collectors, and real opportunities to change your life. Have you ever walked past a penny, thinking it's worthless? Well, you might want to think again, because that coppery little coin could be the ticket to $1 million lifestyle. One such seemingly ordinary coin, a 1975 Lincoln penny, is currently valued at a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, the kind we overlook or forget in the couch cushions, is now commanding life-changing money. But why? And more importantly, could you be holding one? Now, before you think this is just another numismatic myth, buckle up. This story isn't about fantasy, it's about facts, rarity, and the fierce demand from collectors who are willing to pay a fortune for the right coin. And no, you don't need to be a coin expert or historian. Sometimes it's the everyday folks, just like you, who strike gold by simply knowing what to look for. But be warned, by the end of this video, you might never look at spare change the same way again. Let's rewind to 1975, a time of bell-bottoms, booming American pride, and the transition toward a new era in coin production. The Denver Mint was operating at full capacity, producing millions of pennies. But among that flood of copper coins, a few extremely rare era pennies slipped through. These weren't just ordinary mistakes. We're talking about highly coveted minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, missing details, or even planchet anomalies. These rare flaws are like hidden signatures, making the coin dramatically more valuable. Now here's where it gets truly exciting. One particular 1975 D penny surfaced at auction, sporting a dramatic die break that split Lincoln's profile ever so slightly. This wasn't a defect, it was a treasure. The coin had been sitting quietly in a private collection for decades, only to re-emerge and ignite a bidding war that pushed its price tag to an unbelievable $1.7 million. Let that sink in. A penny, that could have bought you a single piece of candy in 1975, is now worth more than most homes in America. Think about it. How many people have tossed these coins aside, unaware they were letting go of a future fortune? How many millions of pennies have circulated through pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks, hiding rare gems in plain sight? It's like living in a treasure hunt, and most people don't even realize it. Let's pause for a second. You might be thinking, okay, but what are the odds I have one? Well, let me ask you something more important. What's the cost of not checking? Missing out on $1 million opportunity because you didn't flip over a coin? That's not just a loss, it's a heartbreak. And hey, if you've ever held on to an old receipt from 10 years ago but threw away your grandfather's old penny jar, maybe it's time to reevaluate your treasure hunting priorities. The 1975 D penny is a masterclass in why we should never underestimate the past or overlook the details. So what should you be looking for in your 1975 D Lincoln penny? Start with the basics. Check for visible errors like doubling on the date, mint mark, or the famous motto, "In God We Trust." Examine the coin's edges for signs of misalignment or broad strikes. A penny that shows any form of anomaly deserves a closer look, and possibly a professional evaluation. Because in today's market, wealthy collectors and auction houses are actively hunting for these coins. The demand is sky high, and competition is fierce. What's fueling this demand? Rarity, condition, and history. The 1975 D penny checks all three boxes when it includes one of these error signatures. It's become more than just a collectible, it's an asset, a status symbol, and for some, a legacy. And remember, every millionaire collector out there is constantly on the lookout for that next rare piece that no one else can claim. So don't wait for the right time. The time is now. Grab that old jar of coins, go through your drawers, ask your parents, ask your grandparents. Because someone, somewhere, is going to uncover the next $1 million penny, and it could be you. And before you go thinking, well, this only happens to other people, here's your cliffhanger. Just last year, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio sold her 1975 D-era penny for nearly $1.6 million. She found it in an old coffee tin. No metal detector, no special equipment. Just curiosity, and a willingness to check. So ask yourself, what's hiding in your change? The answer could change your life forever. The 1975 D Lincoln penny is more than a piece of copper. It's a symbol of how opportunity is everywhere, even in the smallest things. And those who recognize it are the ones who rise above the rest. If this video opened your eyes or sparked a sense of wonder, make sure to subscribe right now. We're diving deep into the world of valuable coins, showing you exactly how ordinary folks are building wealth through forgotten treasures. Don't be left behind. Turn your curiosity into cash, and your coins into a legacy. We're diving into the world of one of the most unexpected millionaire-making coins in American history, the 1964 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny coin with a rare error that's turning collectors wild and sellers into millionaires. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a penny. But here's a quick question to shake things up. If someone handed you a small, brown, beat-up-looking penny and said it could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, and fund your retirement, would you ever look at spare change the same again? This is not just another coin video. This is your gateway to discovering how an overlooked coin from 1964 is now commanding record-breaking prices in the numismatic world, and how you might already have one sitting in your old piggy bank. So don't blink, because what we're about to uncover could quite literally change your life. Let's rewind to 1964, a year of transformation for the United States. The economy was shifting, the coinage was evolving, and in the midst of that storm, the Denver Mint struck what would become one of the most iconic era coins of modern times, the 1964 D. Lincoln penny. Over 3 billion of these coins were minted, but here's where it gets exciting. Not all of them were created equal. Some of these pennies left the mint with critical errors, double dies, off-center strikes, misaligned dates, and even transitional metal mistakes. These flaws weren't just tiny imperfections, they were gold mines in disguise. And when collectors started to notice, the value skyrocketed. One particular specimen, with a clear doubling in the date and mint mark, in near-perfect condition, recently made headlines when it was appraised at a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. Imagine finding a coin like that in your old collection. It's like hitting the lottery without even buying a ticket. But wait, don't go searching yet. Let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. It's not just the error. It's the combination of rarity, condition, historical significance, and high demand among elite collectors. This penny represents a piece of minting history, and those who understand its value are scrambling to get their hands on it. In fact, auctions have turned into fierce bidding wars, with passionate collectors offering 6 and 7 figures to own this elusive piece of copper perfection. You might ask, how can I tell if my 1964 D penny is the golden goose? Well, patience, we'll get there. But let me first tell you a short story that will keep your eyes glued to the screen. A gentleman from Colorado, just an average coin hobbyist, was organizing his late father's old coin stash. He noticed a 1964 D penny with an odd-looking date and a slightly off-centered strike. He thought, why not check it out? A few weeks later, he was sitting across from a private collector writing a 7-figure check. That's how fast your life can change when knowledge meets opportunity. Now, let's break that tension for just a second. Do you know what's more exciting than discovering $1 million penny? Realizing your spouse was wrong when they said your coin collection was a waste of time. That victory is priceless. We're approaching the big moment. And here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. Your 1964 D penny could be next. But the clock is ticking. With so few verified era coins in circulation and demand growing rapidly, the window to cash in is shrinking fast. The top collectors are hunting down these coins as we speak. The question is, will you act before it's too late? Here's what you need to do. If you have any 1964 D Lincoln pennies in your collection, examine them closely. Look for clear doubling on the date, especially the 9 and 6. Check for off-center strikes, strange textures, or anything that looks out of place. The smallest variation could be your $1 million key. And if you're unsure, get it professionally graded. A certified error can mean the difference between a few bucks and a mansion in Malibu. So, what's stopping you? That drawer full of change you always ignore might just be your retirement plan in disguise. The next millionaire collector story could be yours. And imagine how incredible it would feel to tell your friends you made your fortune from a penny. Remember, the world of coin collecting isn't just for experts or historians. It's for dreamers, seekers, and smart investors like you who know that wealth sometimes comes in small, copper-wrapped surprises. Before we wrap up, let this sink in. The 1964 D penny isn't just rare, it's legendary. It represents hope, history, and hidden fortune. And if you're holding one right now, you might be holding the most powerful penny of your life. So don't wait. Go check your coins. And while you're at it, subscribe to this channel, because every week, we bring you the stories of coins that are quietly changing lives and building fortunes. Tap that notification bell too, because the next $1 million discovery might be in your pocket, and the next video might just reveal how to find it.